We're at the Africa Tech Festival and we've come to visit with D4D Hub, and Hussein is joining us here today. Let's first find out what D4D Hub is all about.
Oh, D4D Hub. Well, the D4D Hub is a platform established by EU and its member states to make sure that they work in Team Europe. Team Europe to foster multi-stakeholder dialogues with our partner countries and across all over the world, and also to boost investments in digital. So that's overall. Now, how we do this boosting investment, everything is followed around what we call two things. First of all, is the global gateway strategy, and the second is our international digital strategy that was published last summer.
And do you want to share a little bit about some of those strategies and what they seek to obtain?
Sure. So the Global Gateway is here to facilitate and boost investments in a secure, clean and smart and reliable infrastructures around digital, energy and transport. And for this investment, it's an investment envelope around for 7 years that arrange about 300 billion euros, and half of it is for Africa. And a big chunk of it, which about 75 billion euros, are for digital development in Africa, where we bring in the best out of Team Europe. When I say the best, is solutions from the private sector, public sector, civil society. We bring in technologies, skills, competencies, solutions across everybody from the private sector in Europe to our partner countries, notably in Africa, and say, these are the European solutions, and we're here to help you in your digital transformation, a digital transformation that is human-centric, a digital transformation that is inclusive, and make sure that it is there for everlasting.
In the earlier session today, we were listening to the minister from Ghana,
Yes.
who was driving home the need for solutions to challenges on the continent to be designed, I suppose, created, conceived within Africa, because often taking a solution from outside of the continent and bringing it in here without contextualizing it could, in the end, cause more harm than good. I imagine you are sensitive to that, right?
Of course, very much. So that's why I've said human-centric, everlasting. So those are the elements. If it's to impact, to be there, they have to be centered on the local needs. So what we do is, this is what we have through the EU Tech offer of our digital strategy, international digital strategy, is we bring in the solutions that we have. And the idea is, this is what we've done at Europe level, but we're happy to adapt it to you. Technologies exist everywhere, but how do you adapt to the local needs? Do you adapt to local situations? For example, there's what we call the EU mutual recognition on digital signature for trade. We have our rules, you have your rules. How can we make sure that we mutually recognize each other? And what are the topics we've developed in our countries and your countries so that we work together? So everything we bring in is investment, of course, but investment in a smart way, because we do it together in a win-win situation.
Which is good to hear. Africa is made up of more than 50 countries. Are there particular countries that you're focusing on?
Well, I should go from east to west and north to south. So that's globally, but we work in many countries. So I'm just to name a few, but I don't want to lift anyone behind. So Nigeria, Ghana, Senegal, Ivory Coast, Tanzania, Kenya, South Africa. There are so many. But we work also not only country-wise. We work also at the regional level and Pan-African level. So we have a big envelope project called Smart Digital Boost for Africa. And this one is very much centered on e-government, e-payment, cybersecurity, and e-commerce. And it is divided for each of the regions. So we have ECOWAS region, EAC region, SADC region, COMESA, and the EUC. So everybody has a view of what they need. And the whole idea, for example, what we did with COMESA, we invited 50 private sector only from Africa, only civil society from Africa, to come in and say, with the funds that are available, what should we do? And they came together on agreement of the business model they want to develop, the platform they want to develop, and also how they want to work with the EU as a whole.
So those are wonderful solutions that you obviously are talking about, I imagine, here at the festival.
It's not a solution. It's a facility to bring in all those technologies and services. I'm not bringing a solution. I'm bringing a package to help. That's why Team Europe package.
Because the solutions that are designed by, absolutely got that. Why was it important for D4D Hub to be at the Africa Tech Festival this year?
Okay, not only this year. We were here last year. So last year we came in, we had this booth, and we showcased what we call the private sector advisory group. Private sector, because it's important for us to listen from the private sectors, and half of our private sector comes from abroad and not from Europe, and a big chunk from Africa. And so this year we said, okay, the private sector will have it. We're coming here to bring a package to showcase what the EU is doing around investments. And so we have multiple sessions. So one of the sessions today was around how could we bring in investment to the mobile networks in Africa. The case was for Tanzania and Madagascar, with 100 million investment coming in to support the expansion of this network. And we have other investments coming in to develop the EU fiber optic between EU and Africa and going to India. And that's a very big investment too also going. So we want to showcase that EU possibilities and services around this investment. So that's the package we're bringing in here. Last week we were at the DPI summit, and the the package we came in is what are EU solutions that could help facilitate EID, e-governance, interoperability, and so we adapt to each situation. And 3 weeks ago, we were in Nigeria at the Moonshot Festival, and here it was a different segment. Is we're working at the creative industry. Creative industry is booming, dynamic. AI is impacting the creative industry, connectivity, access to finance, policies, and we brought in the EU knowledge in those environments, and we brought in private sector investors from EU to come support startups and firms working in this environment.
Final question for me. If you could pick 3 words that best describe this festival, which words would you pick?
The good ones or the bad ones?
You can choose.
Okay. Well, it's dynamic, that's important, and that's why we're here. It's full of potential. Now we need to find them. So there are few we found, but they're full potential. And it's very important also in terms of a segment because it's very centered in the fact that everybody comes in here. They don't come here to see Table Mountain or the penguins. They come here because it's a center of Africa, digital environment. And for us and for you and for everybody, it's a great way to communicate, to connect, and to have a great time and hopefully do business and collaborations and partnerships.
And of course, after they've concluded the business, they then can go up Table Mountain and go visit the penguins.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.